tayo sa ating kwento ngayong gabi. Si Tarzan, pero English siya. Huwag na nating i-translate sa Tagalog. Kasi mahihirapan lang yung beauty ko. One stormy night, near the coast of Africa, a man rowed his family away from the sinking ship. Soon they finally reached the shore of a nearby island. There, the parents built a tree house to shelter themselves and their baby boy. No other humans live in this part of the world, but there were plenty of animal family in the jungle. One day, an ape named Kala was lagging behind as her family moved through the jungle. Kala was very sad. She had lost her baby to the ape's great enemy, Sabor the leopard. Just then, Kala heard the cry of another baby and followed the sound to the tree house. One look around told her that the evil Sabor had visited this place too. Kala knew that tiny creatures she'd found needed care. She gently scooped him up in her strong arms. When Kala returned home, the other apes started. No, it's not started. It's stirred. My English, my God. The other apes stared at the human baby. That is what freaky looking thing. What is, not that is. My God. What is that freaky looking thing? Hooted a young ape named Turk. He's a baby, Kala said. I'm going to be his mother now. Then she gently placed the tiny baby in Turk's arm. He is not like us, Kerchak, the gorilla leader objected. I cannot let you put our family in danger. You have to take him back. But Kala already loved this baby, and she finally convinced Kerchak to let her keep the infant. She named him Tarzan. One day, when Tarzan was 5, he accidentally caused an elephant stampede. The ape family almost got trapped. Angry Kerchak told Kala that Tarzan would never fit in. So then, Tarzan was upset by Kerchak's anger, and he was sad because he was so different from the other apes. Kala understood Tarzan's distress. Gently she showed him that they were same inside, but was that really matter? Tarzan was determined to prove himself to Kerchak. He wanted to be the best ape ever. From the hippos, he learned how to swim. From the monkeys, he learned how to swing on the vines. From the rhino's horn, he got an idea for a special tools as spear. One day, Kerchak fought a great battle. Though I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong. A great battle with Sabor, the killer leopard, was about to win. When Tarzan came to the rescue, his spear broke, but Tarzan was now strong and clever. He defeated Sabor and saved Kerchak. The apes cheered. Kala was very proud. At last, Kerchak was ready to accept Tarzan as part of the ape family. Ang haba naman. Suddenly, the jungle echoed with a terrible new noise, gunshot. Kerchak led his family to safety, but Tarzan was curious. He hurried to see what had made the thunder-like sound. Tarzan was shocked to see three creatures who looked so much like him. The creatures were Professor Porter, his daughter Jane, and their guide Clayton. The Porters had come to Africa to study gorillas. Almost immediately, Jane got into trouble with some baboons. Tarzan swung to the rescue. Suddenly, Jane was flying through the jungle in the strong arms of someone who could speak with the baboons in their own language. Tarzan also wanted to speak to Jane. He pointed at himself and said, Tarzan. At first, Jane didn't realize that this was Tarzan's name, but she finally understood and told Tarzan her name. Tarzan gently took Jane's chin in his hand and said, Jane. Kerchak ordered Tarzan to stay away from the strange noise creature, but Tarzan was curious about them. At the human camp, Tarzan learned many things. Then he found out that the porters would be going home soon. Clayton saw that Tarzan had strong feelings for Jane. If Jane says gorilla, she stays. Tarzan asked slyly. Clayton nodded yes. So Tarzan asked his friend Tick and Tantor, the elephant, to distract Kerchak while he brought the humans to see the gorilla. The baby apes loved Jane. Tarzan taught her to say, tough. No, mali. The baby ape loved Jane. Tarzan taught her to say, tough or laugh? My God, my eyes. My God, laugh pala yun. Yo, my eyes. The baby apes loved Jane. Tarzan laughed her to say, is that laugh or tough? Tough nga. Mali pala yung tough. Oh my God. The baby apes love Jane. Tarzan taught her to say. Jane stays with Tarzan in the gorilla's language. Stays or says? Stays pala. Suddenly, Turk and Tantor crashed through the branch with Kerchak close behind. Tarzan held her power ape back so the human could escape. Kerchak was furious. You betrayed us all, he roared at Tarzan. At that point, Kala made a decision. She took Tarzan to the tree house so he could learn about his past and make a choice. Did he belong with the apes or with the humans? Tarzan followed his heart to Jane. Dirk and Taylor watched their friends leave. Go on, you bald ingrate. Dirk shouted. Should she was more sad than angry. Once on board the ship, Tarzan had a nasty surprise. Clayton and his greedy henchmen had taken over. The porters were already prisoners. Soon, despite of his great strength, Tarzan was a captive too. When he learned that Clayton planned to capture the apes, Tarzan let out a wild cry. Back on shore, Turk and Taylor heard their friends. They knew immediately that Tarzan was in trouble and rushed to his rescue. As soon as he was free, Tarzan reached off to save the gorilla's family from Clayton. Jane and Porter joined Tarzan's animal friend to help. Clayton heard the rescuer coming. Take all the apes you can back to the boat, he ordered his men. I'm going hunting. Suddenly, Kerchak changed in front of Tarzan just as Clayton fired his rifle. Kerchak fell. Tarzan finally defeated Clayton. Clayton pala yun, hindi pala Clayton. Ano ba yan? Ano ba talagang binabasa ko? Clayton, but Kerchak was dying. Forgive me, Tarzan, the great ape. Big the great ape. Kerchak knew that he'd been wrong when he told Kala that Tarzan wouldn't fit in. I misunderstood you, he said. Our family will look to you now. Take care of them, my son. The next morning, the porters were ready to leave. I will miss you, Jane, Tarzan said. Jane got into the boat, but her heart really was with Tarzan. You love him, her father said. Jane knew it was true. She jumped into the water and ran back to Tarzan. Tarzan was happy that Jane had chosen to remain with him. Her father was happy too. He would stay in Africa studying the gorillas who so far fascinated him. Together they held into the jungle with a family where they would all live happily ever after. The end.